You covered a lot of terrain as well on climate change, and I just want to ask you, I think we know a few things on this subject. One is that climate change is real. Second, that
you still have to say that.
Well, that's it, and that climate change is being caused by human activity, and that if we don't reduce pollution responsibly, that life as we exist, life as it exists today, could cease. So why is it, in your experience, that seems to be so hard for conservatives to acknowledge?
Well, first of all, I mean, you're getting a little doomy and gloomy on that. And you know, the environmental movements have done a good job of trying to scare people into acting differently for a long time, and for some people it has worked. But for me, the much more compelling argument is the economic argument, is saying you cannot have a plan for the future of the economy if you don't have a plan to fight climate change, if you don't have a plan to protect the environment for your future generations. That is what people all around the world are beginning to understand. And yes, it means shifts in the way we make choices, the way we consume, the way we behave. But those shifts don't have to be negative. Those shifts don't have to be that stark choice that conservatives and people on the other side of the spectrum still continue to think you have to make. It's either the environment or the economy. Well, Canadians sort of reject that, and Canadians always have. Yes, we need to develop our natural resources. Yes, we need to create economic growth. But no, we're not giving up our fresh air and our clean water. We're not putting at risk our children's future and our children's and grandchildren's ability to go to camp and to appreciate the extraordinary richness of our natural world. And getting that balance right is what has eluded the conservatives for so long. But there's a lot of business-minded people in here. You know, it's very, very simple. We have too much pollution because polluting has been free. If you put a price on pollution, you reduce the amount of pollution we have. That's what the price on pollution is. And furthermore, the way we've brought it in places like Ontario that have refused to actually lead the way Quebec, BC, and other parts of the country have with their own plans, is we're going to return more money from that price on pollution to ordinary families than it costs them in that extra price. Because we know that as we make this change towards a cleaner, greener economy, we need to make sure the brunt of that change isn't held by hardworking families who are already challenged to get by. That is the approach we have, because a plan for protecting the environment is also a plan for growing the economy. And that's what we have done consistently as we've moved forward. And you know, there are experts, economists, and environmentalists right across the country who recognize that this is the right way to go, that our government, from banning single-use toxic plastics to protecting greater marine and land areas than Canada's ever had protected before, to moving forward on phasing out coal plants much more quickly than anyone else had ever thought we could, moving forward on investments in the green economy and in technological innovations. These are all the things that this government has done more than any other government in the past, at the same time as we haven't slacked off on ensuring that we're creating jobs and that we're preparing for the future. That balance, that vision for the future, underlines that you can't have a plan for the economy if you don't have a plan for the environment. And that's where the Conservatives are falling down.